All right. All right. Greetings and welcome. This is the ThaBadbrey Herbalist Assault of ThaBadbreyHerbal.co.uk. And today I am the ThaBadbrey Metaphysician. I am going to talk to you about how to deal with negative energy. All right, so let me start off with the ancient axiom. Everything flows out and in. Everything has tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. The Kybalion. So, why am I highlighting this? This ancient axiom. Why? Now, a lot of people have trouble with dealing with negative energy, and the reason why a lot of people have trouble with this is due to the fact that a lot of individuals are unable to control their emotional reactions. A lot of people react emotionally, automatically, seemingly uncontrollably on a subconscious level. All right? Now, the key to dealing with negative energy is understanding the law of rhythm. All right? So, let's give an example. Yeah? Say, for example, you are in a workplace and a work colleague comes up to you and they start spouting negative energy towards you. You're carrying out a designated task and this colleague starts spouting negative energy towards you. They start saying to you, what are you doing? You're an idiot. You have no idea what you're doing. You're putting this in the wrong place. What's wrong with you? Now, usually what happens with a lot of individuals is straight away they feel like their ego is being attacked and that their integrity is being attacked and that they need to alleviate this grandiose level of disrespect. And they usually react emotionally, automatically, seemingly uncontrollably in a negative fashion, yeah? And what usually happens, they react negatively to this person, and then this person becomes more negative and says, what do you mean? No, look, you're doing it wrong. And then what happens? You react again, and both people keep sending negative energy towards each other. Meanwhile, this negative ball of energy is building up between you, and sometimes it can spill over. This negative cup of energy runneth over and causes a fight or some type of violence to break out, some heated discussion or argument, yeah? It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way, yeah? Now, like I said, everything flows out and in, yeah? So, back to the example, yeah? You're in the workplace and this person comes up to you. They start spouting negative energy your way. What they're doing is they're exhaling, yeah? They exhale negative energy towards you. And what you're doing is you're inhaling it. Everything flows out and in. So they exhale negative energy towards you and you inhale it inside yourself, yeah? And by doing so, all that negativity builds up within you, yeah? And it makes you, regardless of how you were feeling before, it adds negative energy to whatever energy was inside you before you inhaled the negative energy that came from the person who was spouting the negative energy towards you in the first place, all right? And as a result of that, there's an excessive amount of negative energy within your body. And as a result, naturally, you want to get rid of it, all right? You want to exhale, yeah? And naturally, the person who exhaled the negative energy towards you, they need to inhale, yeah? So they inhale, yeah, figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking, and you exhale in response negative energy. But not only do you do that, most people, they add their own negative energy to the negative energy that they just inhaled, yeah? And then they exhale an even larger amount of negative energy towards the person that sent it to them in the first place. All right? Because everything flows out and in. And then vice versa, keeps on going. And then big, massive energy ball, it gets, the amount of negative energy is too large to fit inside the magnetic field of the two parties arguing. And then it spills over into the middle of the two parties. And as a result of that, a fight manifests physically. It doesn't have to be that way, right? Doesn't have to be that way at all. You can deal with it in another way. You can stop that. You can stop things from building up into a massive ball of negative energy and or some type of argument. You can stop that, all right? Now, I can put it another way. I can speak about the pendulum, yeah? The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates, yeah? So when this person in your workplace comes up to you, yeah, and they spout negative energy towards your way, they say to you, what are you doing? You are an idiot. You're putting it in the wrong place. What's wrong with you? Oh man, can't take this. No, I can't work with you. All those things, yeah? When that actually happens, what they're doing symbolically is they've taken a pendulum, yeah, of negative energy and they've swung it towards you. Zing! And this ball, this pendulum ball of negative energy is swinging towards you. Most people react in the following way. Most people will catch this pendulum of negative energy and then they'll look at it, they'll feel it and say, oh my gosh, look how negative it is. I can't believe this. You're swinging this towards me. I can't take this. Then they add their own negative energy towards it and they say, right, I'm going to make this negative energy even bigger. I'm going to swing it back to you. Bang! And they swing it back. Bang! And they swing it back. And then the person who sent it to them, yeah, even before they even send it back to the person that sent it to them, while they're holding this negative energy, reacting to it emotionally and adding their own negative energy towards this pendulum of negative energy, the person who sent it to them is usually, they are usually building up even more negative energy within their magnetic field as they ready a negative response to send back to the person in response to the negative reaction that they're expecting in the first place. Yeah, stay with me. All right. So again, they're speaking to you in a negative manner. The pendulum swings your way. You hold it. You feel that it's negative. You add more negative energy. Then you throw it back to them. Meanwhile, that person is, while the pendulum's swinging back towards them, this person who originally sent a negative energy towards you, yeah, they are building up even more negative energy. Then they catch this negative ball of energy that is now even larger than the ball that they actually sent out. Then they add their own negative energy towards it. And then they swing it back towards you and it turns into an argument. Now, what you can do instead, yeah, one way of dealing with this, and I've experimented with this many times in many workplaces, all right? Now, not even just workplaces, all over the world, when I'm interacting with human beings mostly. So I don't seem to have this problem with plants and animals, only human beings. So what I found is the following. When someone is negative towards me and they say, example, you don't know what you're doing, you're an idiot, you're putting it in the wrong place, what's wrong with you? Yeah? They're swinging this negative energy towards me. I catch this negative energy and I do not react emotionally automatically. I choose which emotion I want to express towards holding this negative ball of energy. And then I say to myself, what type of emotion would add positivity to this ball? And I think, let me add positive energy to this. So what do I say? I say to the person, oh, thanks for telling me. I didn't realize. Okay, next time I'll try and do it in the way that you're instructing me to do it. What I've done is I've added positive energy to the negative energy they sent me and I'm swinging it back towards them. Now, it's usually the reaction, the person either reacts by saying, okay, then cool. They say, that's fine, yeah? And as long as you continue to do the work, they leave you alone. But then you get the odd person who you react to this negative energy they sent to you by adding positive energy to it and sending it back to them. And because they want a reaction from you that is negative, they continually add negative energy to this pendulum which has swung back to them. And they swing it back towards you because they want your reaction. Now, usually the reason for this, what I found in my experience upon this planet, in this physical plane, in this physical reality, usually is when somebody, especially in a place of work, comes up to you and is spouting negative energy towards you, it's usually because somebody higher up in the hierarchical scale has spouted negative energy towards them. How do you know this? Because the Hermetic axiom, correspondence, the law of correspondence, as above, so below, as below, so above. So you're working in a workplace, you have a manager who's above you, yeah, and the manager comes to you and treats you negatively. Why? Because their manager treated them negatively. You don't even have to ask. You can even come to the conclusion that that's very likely the possibility, because as above, so below. The manager's above them, as above, and then they treat you negatively, so below. Hermetic law. So in that case, it's not always because a manager above them has treated them badly. Sometimes they're just having a bad day. Sometimes they're having a bad day, or someone above them has treated them bad, or both, okay? Now, what I found in that case, when a person continually sends negative energy back towards me, even though I'm adding positivity to this pendulum and swinging it back to them, is you need to go to plan B, all right? Because it's obviously not working that you're adding positivity to this pendulum and swinging it back to them, because they keep transforming that energy back to negativity and swinging it back to you because they want your reaction, yeah? Now, plan B is as follows. Rather than adding negativity to the pendulum, the board of energy, and swinging it back, which will just cause an argument anyway, and rather than adding positive energy to the board and swinging it back to them, which is not working obviously because they're transforming it back to negativity and swinging it back to you, what you can do is, when the pendulum swings towards you of negativity, don't catch it. Yeah? Don't touch it. Don't do anything. Don't react emotionally. Yeah? Don't react emotionally. Now, this is what I found always works 100% every single time I have used this. Yeah? The person comes up to you, they say, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're doing, what's wrong with you? They swing this pendulum of negative energy towards you. All you need to do, yeah, is move out of the way of the swing of the pendulum. All you need to do is simply shuffle to the left. And you watch the pendulum swing and you wait for it to stop. And at that point where it has stopped, you don't do anything. You don't react. You don't catch it. Nothing. But you can take advantage of the law of rhythm. It has swung. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. So rather than catching it, you let the pendulum of negative energy swing towards you. You're an idiot. What are you doing? What? Oh my gosh. And then it stops. At that point where it has stopped, yeah, you can program the pendulum. And you say to the person, oh, thanks for telling me. I'm going to continue to do this task in the way that it should be done. Thank you very much. Okay? And by doing that, you haven't reacted. Don't react emotionally to it. Just simply say, okay, thanks for telling me. I'm going to continue to do this task in the way that it should be done. And then, after you've said that, you've spoken that into the pendulum. It's not negative energy and it's not positive energy. It's just simply energy. They can do with it what they will when they catch a pendulum on the other side of the upswing, all right? And then the pendulum swings back downwards towards the person. Now, what has happened is, because you haven't breathed, you haven't inhaled the exhalation of negative energy, you haven't breathed it into yourself. And because everything flows out and in, all right, they've breathed out this negativity. The pendulum has swung towards you and you haven't added anything to it and you haven't inhaled it. So therefore, the same negative energy they sent out swings back towards them as they inhale, because everything flows out and in. And the pendulum swing to the right, the measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. So it swings towards you. You don't inhale it. You just react in a balanced manner. Thanks for telling me. I'll continue to do the task in the way that should be done. The pendulum naturally swings back towards them as they inhale, and the same negative energy that they sent out swings back towards them. And meanwhile, while it's swinging towards them, they're still building up more negative energy as a response to the negative way in which they think that you are going to react to the energy they sent out to you in the first place. Yeah, so it's swinging back towards them. This negative energy swing back towards them as they inhale, everything flows out and in. And then they catch this energy ball and they realize you haven't reacted. Because what they were trying to do, especially if a manager higher up has treated them with disrespect, what they were trying to do is alleviate themselves of this negative energy and build themselves back up by putting somebody else down, by breaking somebody down. Yeah, as above, so below. Yeah. So when it swings back towards them, they catch the ball and they say, oh my gosh. Regardless of whether or not they wanted an argument or they were just trying to alleviate this negative energy that was sent towards them by somebody higher up in a hierarchical scale within the workplace, regardless of that, they catch it and they say, oh my gosh, nothing's changed about this. I was trying to get rid of this. Why are you back? What's this? It's like you're trying to throw out a piece of like old equipment from your house. And then you throw it out and then you go, you go to the shop and you come back and you see it on your doorstep and you're like, what are you doing here? That's what's happened to this person. They send this negative energy out and it has returned to them in exactly the same form that they sent it out. And they're like, I don't want this. Why is this here? I'm trying to get rid of this. Yeah. So what happens? You find that they get even more angry as a result of you not reacting. Yeah. Now, what usually happens, what I found in my experience is that the person who will send negative energy towards me, I watch this pendulum swing towards me and then I see them start to inhale and then I don't react emotionally. I react completely neutral and let the pendulum naturally swing back towards them with all the negative energy they sent towards me in the first place. And then they catch it and then they become more negative and more angry because I'm not reacting. And then they try and send more negative energy towards me. I do the same thing and I do it over and over again. And eventually so much negative energy has built up within them that they become increasingly frustrated while I'm just calm. All right. I remain so calm while they're getting angry and they realize I'm not reacting and they're not getting the reaction that they want. So what usually happens, they move away and try to find somebody else to use as a receptacle for getting rid of their negative energy. So they try and find somebody else to offload all of that negative energy that has built up within them so that they can be free of it. All right. And they usually pick someone who would react emotionally. All right. Because that's what they want. They want to alleviate energy. They want to start argument. That's what they're trying to do. And meanwhile, I am calm. All right. Now, in order to be able to do this effectively, you need to have emotional control over your emotional control, all right? Control over your ego, yeah? Which takes time, but it can be done, all right? I used to react negatively to the smallest criticism and start going mad as a result of someone criticizing me. Back in my younger days. And as I got older, I realized you don't even have to react that way. To make somebody become more angry as a result of them insulting you, you don't even have to do anything. You just have to do nothing. They become more angry. You've done nothing. That's how it works. The whole teaching in the Bible of turn the other cheek has nothing to do with letting somebody slap your face. It's got nothing to do with that. That's not what the mythical character of Jesus was teaching. Yeah, what he was teaching was the law of rhythm. All right, the pendulum swing manifests in all things. Everything flows out and in. All things rise and fall. Inhale, exhale, all right? The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates, all right? So, turn the other cheek is simply saying someone's negative towards you. Symbolically, you take the slap. When you turn the other cheek, all of that energy of the impact of the slap flies out of the other cheek, and as a result of the law of rhythm, it swings all the way around and slaps the original person in the face. So the person's negative towards you, symbolic slap. It comes out, you turn the other cheek, it flies out of this cheek, and it swings all the way around and hits the original person who sent negative energy out. It hits them in the face, in their cheek, yeah? That's what turn the other cheek is, yeah? That's one interpretation of it, yeah? All of the spiritual systems and all of the teachings and virtually all of the spiritual systems are really explaining ancient laws of how to master the mind, yeah? And they're written in multiple layers of understanding. They are not to be taken literally. If you want to go further in terms of your understanding of how this place actually works, how it actually works, yeah? Okay, so the law of rhythm is as follows, yeah? Everything flows out and in. Everything has tides. All things rise and fall. Okay? The pendulum swing manifests in all things. Well, it manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. The Kybalion. So, yeah, that is a method that I use to deal with negative energy, all right? The ThaBadbrey Herbalist of the ThaBadbrey Herbal.co.uk. The ThaBadbrey Metaphysician, all right? Stay tuned. I will be back.